Hey guys, Mtashed here, and I wanted to jump in and talk about the Destiny Summit. I want to talk about my time at Bungie. I want to talk about some of the good, some of the exciting, some of the bad, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to be talking about as much as I can, but I am under an NDA. There's some things I can't talk about. I don't want to be like, this thing is sick, and then it slightly changes when it comes out, or it's not as epic once it finally comes out. We got to test some stuff. That's coming out not only in the March update, but in the September update. I've seen into the future at this point. And, I'm going to try and say as much as I can, but there's some stuff that, hopefully I don't get in trouble with this video. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to skirt that line a little bit. I'm going to give you as much information as I can. Let's get into it. Before we begin, though, I just want to say that I was flown out to Bungie. I did stay there from Activision and Bungie, that is technically paid for. That's technically an advertisement. But I was not paid to promote this game. I was not told to promote this game. I'm not under a contract to promote this game. And the only reason I would promote this game is because I feel there's a need to promote it, or I'm excited about it, or whatever it might be. Does that make sense? Is that fair? I think you guys know by now, when I came back from Curse of Osiris, I said, some of it's good, but if you don't like Destiny 2, you're not going to like Curse of Osiris. It's not going to fix anything. I was very blunt with you guys. I was very upfront with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys because you are my audience, right? You guys support me. You're my friends. So I want to level with you and be real with you. So that begs the question. Mtashed, are you excited for Destiny 2? Yes, I am excited for Destiny 2. I think that they are absolutely going in the right direction and rapidly going in the right direction. Unfortunately, the new expansion isn't going to be there yet, okay? But they do have some stuff in there that I think is awesome. I think something like the ranked playlist that I played and I tested and I learned how they work and everything, I think they're fantastic. I think they're really cool. And I think that they do have some stuff to keep us playing. They have some things to chase. They have some, perks and updates to the weapon systems that I think are going to make the PvP experience pretty wicked. And I'm hoping that it's enough to keep people happy and excited until September. Because September, I think, is going to be the big one. That's the changer. That's the grand poobah. They have some stuff coming in September that now that I've played it and I know that it's coming, I want it. I want to play it. I'm excited for it. There's some surprises that no one's going to expect. Like maybe at E3 you'll hear about it, but there's some things that are coming that I had no idea were coming. I didn't expect, and when I saw them, I was like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" I have to be very careful with what I say here, but I think I can say this is September. So the Taken King was like big in an overhaul, and there was like new classes and like it was a huge substantial thing. It changed the game quite dynamically. I would say that the update in September is like closing in, if not better than in some areas, maybe slightly worse in some areas, but like it is not a joke. It is meat and potatoes. And I wish they could push some of it out earlier because there's some like really big things in September that I'm like, fuck yeah. But we are gonna have to wait. And I think if you talk to most content creators, they're gonna say something similar. Is like in September, Destiny 2 will be in a way better place, in a way better world. But I think the Warmind update will have a couple things to tide us over. But it's just they didn't have enough time to fix everything, unfortunately. Where September is like they've fixed a lot of it, and then it almost gets to the point where it's like we need to optimize things, if you will. So now about my experience at Bungie. I was a little harsh with some of my my comments. I went there with a mission. I went there with a job. I wanted to voice your guys' opinions. I wanted to voice some of my own concerns. And when I asked a question, I was quite blunt with them a lot of the time. And, I was professional, but I brought up some of the hard topics. I talked about, why PvP feels like a bag of dicks sometimes, or like, all sorts of things. But, for example, I put up my hand and I waited there for a minute because there's a bunch of people talking. Put up my hand, and they finally got to me, and we were talking about PVE activities and loot and cosmetics, and I said, I literally don't play any of your PvP because there's zero incentive to. The loot is absolutely terrible. This is a looting type game, and I don't give a shit about 90% of your weapons, armor, anything. And the faces were like, oh, oh, wow. They did, like, it was a little harsh. I just told them. I was like, with Crota's End back in the day, I grind every week for the helmet, for the Warlock, because it has grenade throw distance and it has melee speed. It has a meaningful impact on my character's ability to play the game, whether it's PvP or PvE. I did the raid once, the raid layer once, activities once, because once I beat it, that was it. I got the experience, it was fun. But I don't give a shit about a chess piece that doesn't have better stats or better perks or better anything. I really laid into them about that part. I think that the loot system in Destiny 2 is so shallow. There's no reason to change my armor because it doesn't have as good recovery or good mobility or whatever. That's the only thing that changes. I literally have been infusing stuff into the same armor set forever on my Titan because there's nothing's better. And I'm sick of it. And I let them know repeatedly, like multiple times. And instead of them going, oh, well, we did. Instead of defending themselves, they asked, what do you want? How do I fix it? We talked about it. And then after the discussions, they grabbed me in the lobby. 6 of them. Some of the biggest guys there. And they're like, and I'm talking from like different facets. Like I'm talking like player experience, activity. Like I was talking with some of the big guys there. And it's like, okay, we want to talk to you about what you said. We want to fix this problem. Like, how do we get someone like you playing the game again? How do we get people caring about the loot again? Like, what do you want to see? Where do you want to go? Like, what power is too much power? We talked for an hour. Well, maybe not an hour, 45 minutes just about the loot and like, how do we make this a better experience? How do we get people enjoying, playing an activity? How do we get them chasing things? And then we get to the bar dinner thing after, and it's like we cuddle up again and talk about it. I felt very heard. I think I brought up some things that are key issues with the game, and they want to fix them, and they already have some plans to fix them. But like they grilled me on like, what do we do? How do we do it? What are your opinions on it? And then they'd grab the next guy, and then Goth would walk in and talk and be like, this is how I see it. And like there was a lot of talk and discussion and collaboration, and it was like bing, bing, like we're getting these ideas out. And one of the nice things about it is they were taking notes and recording it, and like they took this information, and by the end of the day, they'd summarize like, these are our key points. This is what we learned from today. Do you guys agree? Like, is this the key stuff to focus on? And we discuss it more, and it was a lot more intimate than expected. Like I talked with so many developers in a 1v1 situation. It felt like they really cared, and I think they do care. A lot of the developers get flack and roasted on Twitter, and people like they have the pitchforks out for them, but they're people. And they really care about the game. And I think that a lot of them are really upset with what happened with Destiny 2. And, we tried not to get into why did it fail? We focused on how do we fix it? Some people really wanted to dwell in, like, why did you make that change? Why did you make that choice? Why did you do that? And for me, and for a lot of people, it was just like, fuck it. The game wasn't good. Let's make it good. Let's focus on the future. And that's, I think one of the key things is there was a mistake that was made, and it sucks, and I do want to know about it, but let's focus our effort on the future. Let's make this game better, and everyone it seems very hyper-focused on improving the game at this point. I think the expansion, as I said, is has some steps in the right direction, but I'm definitely craving more. But in September, they're making some leaps and bounds from what I could see that I'm personally very excited for, and I just hope they execute them the way they hyped them up, or talked about them. I think that if they can execute everything that they discussed and kind of promised for September, there's going to be people coming back to the game. There's going to be people streaming this game more than a couple hours here and there on the week. I'm talking like some people want to be playing this daily again. Not everyone. Maybe it won't bring you back, but I think they're doing some stuff with like the weapon systems that I can't fully talk about right now. But I think the one thing that I can say, and I won't get in trouble, is whether you're a Destiny 1 fan and you want the old system, or you're like a Destiny 2 player, I literally think everyone will be happy with the changes. They might need to optimize a couple things and change a couple things and balance it, but like I think that the system that they have pitched to us is really fair for everyone, and I think it's more than enough to fix a lot of the problems in PvP. There's a game mode. Shit, can I even say that? I think I can say that. There's a game mode coming out in September. I'm kind of worried I'm gonna get in trouble. No, why can't I say a game mode's coming out? Deej, don't yell at me. There's a game mode coming out that everyone was like, oh god, unexpectedly good. Like we didn't know it was coming, and then we played it and we're like, and like when we first heard about it and kind of what it was, but then we played it, and I think a lot of people will be shocked with how much they like it. It was very cool. It was a very cool, unique game mode. We have not seen it in Destiny's. Well, I mean, obviously any new mode is different, but I thought it was super good. And so, I guess I wanted to let you guys know that with September, it's not just like necessarily balance change stuff. Like there's content. There's like new things, and like I think I already said it. Like Taken King, it's like there's meat and potatoes. So, oh, I'm already at 12 minutes. I don't know if there's too much more to say. I think the experience was overall well. I think people were heard. I think they're excited to fix the game. I think they have some good plans. I think they're very focused on kind of what they need to do. I think that I personally think, no, I know for a fact that some of the stuff we said altered decisions they're making. Like they literally were like, this is something we're working on. And we talked about it and they told us, Kate, we're canning that. We're going to do what you want to do. So we had impact, and we as a collective had your interest at heart. We're making a better game. Bungie is making a better game because of this thing. 100%. If we didn't go to this and they did some of the stuff they did, I'm sure some people would be happy. But after it, implementing the changes that we suggested, everyone is going to like some of the changes. Like it's leaps and bounds better overall because of this event, if they execute it, if they build what we told them to build. So I think another thing I want to say, because people probably worry about this stuff, is was it an elitist attitude? Are we getting this hyper competitive sweaty game, or like hyper hardcore game? And I think that we understand that there's different skills and different playstyles and different people that play this game, and some people care about cosmetics, and other people like myself care about loot, and we want everyone to have a good time. And that was one of the struggles when discussing things, is like, how does someone like myself, who only cares about stats, get satisfied? But how does that guy that wants to look really cool get satisfied as well? And the answer is, you need to work harder. You need to do both. You need to pull out all the stops. And so a lot of the things that they're going to be implementing and changing isn't going to be easy. But I think they have the team. I think they have the size. I think they have time. September is, 4-5 months away? So do it. Do it. Get her done. Get her done. Other than that, though, really enjoyed meeting some of the developers and talking with them one-on-one. I talked with the PvP team, the PvE team. We really got into discussions and philosophies and a ton of stuff. And it felt quite organic and rewarding. I hung out with some awesome content creators. I spent some time with some of my best buddies and got to catch up with people I haven't seen since Guardian Con. So it was a really cool experience there. I had a lot of fun. I think that, throughout the room, like unanimously, we're all pretty excited for what's to come. And I think for me, quite a bit of faith has been restored, as I said, as long as they deliver. As long as they deliver what we talked about and what we said, then it's like, yeah, okay. I think they did it a good job. I think they did. I think they will. So I'm excited to see it all play out. I wish I could share more with you guys. I'm going to probably end this video right now. There's some stuff that I'm still under NDA. I kind of hope that I don't get in trouble for anything I said. I think I was pretty fair, but I also don't want to be like, this is the mode, this is how it worked, and then it changes, you know, and then everyone's like, what the hell, that's not what happened, or that's not how it worked, and you hyped it up, and then it ended up being shitty. So I just tried to do like an overall coverage of the event, and once I can release more, I'll probably do a few more dedicated videos to topics that I do know about. I might do a stream today. I think I might do a stream today and do like an AMA. And maybe you guys have questions that I haven't answered. And so if you want to comment on this video with some other things you want me to cover, like, well, what did you think about this? You know, like if you have a direct question that I didn't answer in this video, in my future ones where I talk about it more and I'm off my NDA or I'm off my embargoes, I'll try to come back to it. I'll try to circle back. Is that fair? Does that make sense? Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this wasn't too rambly. Hopefully this kind of filled that void for you. But I wanted to try and kind of cover everything if I could. And that's it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys soon. I love you. Bye-bye.